Craig's on the phone. All right. Yeah, the Dow's up 230 here early trading.
Nobody wants to visit you.
Craig Kallen used to come in and say hi. Craig, what? I didn't shower today? What's going on?
I just wasn't quite sure if you had taken that step.
All right.
So I thought I'd be safe this morning.
All right, fair enough. Craig, you are one of the foremost divorce attorneys here in town. You're the managing member of Kallen Law Firm, and we got you on today because you sort of interesting little tidbits and insight into the world of divorce and how things are changing. Matt Lauer, what's going on with Matt Lauer and your world?
Well, he's married, obviously, and it's come out in the news that he's had several sexual encounters, some of them not consensual, some of them related to his work at NBC. And so last week he was terminated, and it further came out that they will not pay out the rest of his contract, which is some $30 million.
Right.
And so, those are the kind of things that we get involved with here in the courts is a spouse's misconduct and how that misconduct translates into dividing the marital property and how it factors into maintenance and alimony and attorney fees. And so it's a fascinating exploration into a bigger case as it relates to all of those issues, McGraw.
Right, because he doesn't get the $30 million if his wife chooses to leave him. Then what? He has to go back to court or figure it out from there?
Well, I would presume that she would file for divorce, and the question would be, could she recover more than 50% of the marital property because of his misconduct? In Missouri, she could try to do that because we're not an equal division state. We're not a community property state. We're an equitable division state, which means that the court can do what's fair. And what's fair in that circumstance, McGraw, is that if the misconduct places a financial burden on the marital estate, then the court can divide it unequally. And when you're talking about $30 million, that's a big factor to be taken into consideration.
Hold on. Are you saying that the courts might say, wait a minute, Matt Lauer, that $30 million is on you. She shouldn't be blamed and or hurt because of your dalliances. So that $30 million comes out of your kitty?
Well, I don't know about the whole $30 million, but perhaps a disproportionate share of it. If everything else was equal, McGraw, and they would split the $30 million 15-15.
Right.
The court might say, we're not going to split it up that way. We're going to split it up 60-40 or 55-45, some variance to that.
Interesting.
And then of course, it also factors into what he might pay in maintenance, whether it's based upon his work at NBC making millions or whether it's based upon him out of work making zero. The court can impute income to him saying, you should have kept this job. You should have had, this income that you've had in the past, but for your misconduct.
Yeah. Craig Kallen with us, Kallen Law Firm. We talked last time you were here about the tax code and that they're thinking about changing alimony from tax-free. Any more news on that angle?
No more news on it. There was a lot of debate as to whether or not that should be made retroactive, grandfathered. But it appears to me that if it goes through, and I'm just not quite sure if it did, that it would be just prospective in nature and not grandfathered into deals that were made years ago.
How would they grandfather it in? What does that mean?
I don't think they could. Well, it would make it retroactive. If I'm paying maintenance now, let's say, and I've been able to deduct it for the past few years, would the tax law change the deal that I made in court? And I think the simple answer is no. But if you get divorced now, would it be deductible? Perhaps not.
Interesting. Boy, never a dull moment in your world, is it?
No, there's not. And, every case is different. That's the thing, McGraw, is that, with Missouri being the way it is, we're not a community property state. We're an equitable distribution one. And all the facts matter in divorce cases. Misconduct matters. Good conduct matters. It all matters. And that's what makes divorce law in Missouri so complex.
Do you specialize in men or women, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I think probably, as it cuts away, I'm perhaps 50-50.
50-50
so there's
when
really
it's all said and done.
I'm not like a Cordell that, primarily focuses on men.
Right.
We cut both ways, McGraw.
That's Craig Kallen. He cuts both ways. Kallen Law Firm. Craig, thanks for the phone call. Hopefully next time you can come in.
I'll do that, McGraw.